I this is probably the part where you guys will need to now start taking notes. I will try to move a bit slower, but if I'm too fast, you guys will just write in the chat, what's what, right? So, in terms of product research, I okay, I just wanted to let me actually speak first before I open up anything to not distract you guys. So, where I find my products is I literally just use social media, right? I don't use any of these tools that people will try to sell to you, like product finding, what. Although I will admit, if you have the knowledge of what makes a good product, then those tools can really help you. Number one. And number two, if your goal is to build the type of e-commerce business, almost like a you know, or, how can I call it? A robust business, right? Where you, um, what can I say? I don't know what's the correct word to use, but as I find that, yeah, I just like to use social media, YouTube as well to look for products and find products because I feel like that's also where you're going to get the most honest and generic, um, output of what you're looking at, because when you're seeing that post on social media and you can see that, for example, sorry, yeah, when you see that post on social media and you can see that, okay, cool, this thing, it has hundreds of thousands of likes or thousands of likes, whatever the case may be, it has a lot of reshares, it has a lot of comments, it has a lot of views. That is a very good indicator that probably people, are really finding this product useful, right? What I like to do is I'll go into the comment section of whatever video, whatever content I'm looking at, whatever product I'm looking at, and I'll see what other type of things people are saying. If people have actually gotten this product or if they want it, that kind of helps me validate whether this product is worth trying or not. Because I don't want you guys to think this thing of you shouldn't be selling things that are already being sold. I don't know what lie, where you guys heard that. I feel like this is just a lie that people in business decided to tell people so that they don't get competition. But the truth of the matter is, competition is one of the most important things, especially when starting out, because at least if you're able to identify your competition and if you're able to study them, that can help you save so much time and money on what works and what doesn't work because now you don't have to try this thing yourself. You can just literally learn from what they're doing right. Obviously, try to learn as much as you can about what they're doing wrong, put your own mix to it, and you got your thing, right? It's something new. It's a new idea. It's a new, but one thing is for sure is that there's nothing completely new under the sun. Everything is just a variation of something that has already existed before, right? So I don't want you guys to think to yourselves that, okay, no, if I see this product out there, or even you guys in this chat right now, if three of you guys want to sell the same product, it's very possible. It's very possible because remember the numbers example that I gave earlier on. I mean, if three of you guys are selling the same product, but all of you guys are marketing this product to a different target demographic, that means you guys all have space in the market to be able to make money, right? That's another thing, another limiting belief that I really also had to work on my side is that understanding or removing the scarcity mindset. Because when you think like that, you have a scarcity mindset. Um, yeah, exactly. There is really enough money for everyone, guys, to be honest. It's just obviously you just got to do your stuff as honestly and as professionally and, creatively as possible, right? So remove that limiting belief, guys. This thing of, no, because Smang Mang is selling this, now I can't sell this or whatever the case may be. It's wrong if you go and copy every single thing they did and do it for yourself. That's wrong. That's immoral, right? But if I'm selling a product and you can see that there's potential in this product that I'm selling, and you have a creative idea to market the product differently for a different target audience, that's completely okay. Even if it's the same target audience, but maybe you output your message in a different way, right? That's super good, because that's business at the end of the day. Because I mean, like, how many brands of chips, for example, are there out there in the world? Different people like different chips. For example, I'm not a fan of Doritos at all, but there's so many people that love Doritos. Now imagine the Doritos guys decided, ish, there's already Simba, there's already what. Now we must make Doritos. They wouldn't have been millionaires or billionaires, whatever they are today, you know? So it's all about just knowing how to position yourself differently and communicating that position to who you want to attract, right? So yeah, in terms of that, we're going to get into some of the steps that you can take to find your winning products, right? Number one, I start with TikTok. So this is going to be the TikTok strategy that I'm going to speak about, right? Um, I'm going to go a bit slower for those of you guys who do want to take notes. So first things first, brand new TikTok account, right? I don't use my old one, anything like that. This brand new TikTok account that you're going to create is going to be specifically for product research only, right? You're gonna the hashtags that you're gonna enter once you create this account is going to be TikTok made me buy it. That's the first hashtag. I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds to write that down. Hashtag number two, Amazon finds. Amazon finds. Hashtag number three, take a lot finds. Hashtag number four, dropshipping products. Hashtag number five, product finder. Right. So obviously in a brand new TikTok account, when you've just opened it in your feed, it's just going to be trending content because obviously that TikTok has no data, no niche, nothing. So obviously by searching those type of hashtags and interacting with those videos, remember that's very important to actually go into these videos. You begin, okay, I'll call them out just now. You begin to like these videos, you interact with these videos, you comment and all of that. Okay, I'm just going to repeat the hashtags. So TikTok made me buy it, number one. Number two is Amazon finds. Number three is take a lot finds. Number four is drop shipping. Whoa, why is the camera doing that? Number four is drop shipping products. And number five is product finder. Yeah, bro, there we are. Yeah. So when you are entering these hashtags in your search bar, right, what you want to look for are products that match this specific criteria, right? Again, I'm gonna give you guys some time when I mention this. By the way, I also have uh, ebooks that I've written with all these things. So on top of the recording, I will also give you guys those, free of charge. I think it will help you guys a lot. So, because you can't always be watching, the replay or whatever, you may want to just read some stuff and to just find your answers quicker. So I'll also send you guys that after the workshop. So all these things will also be there, but I still want you guys to take your own notes, right? So, yeah, what you want to look for when you're entering these hashtags, the type of content, the type of videos that you want to look for are videos of products that are not obviously what you want to look for, sorry, there's two things, right? First thing that you want to look for is you want to look for obviously videos that look like they're doing well, right? Obviously, because that's a first indication that, okay, there's a demand for this thing, right? If TikTok is pushing out a video, if TikTok is trying to put the video in front of as many people as possible, that means that there's a reason why they're doing that, right? The algorithm favors that video. If the algorithm favors that video, it's because the people who have interacted with that video showed a level of interest that is above 90% of the videos within that category in that moment, right? So you want to start looking for product videos with a lot of views, but not only views. Views is the least important thing, right? The most important thing is going to be the comment section, right? And the save and share analytics that you will see there on every video. Don't worry, you won't have to go deep. You literally just see, when you see the TikTok video there, you see there's the likes, the comments, the shares, and the saves, right? If what I like to go for, the criteria that I like to go for is if the like to save ratio, right, is at least 10% of the views respectfully, then I save that video. I'm going to repeat that and explain that. All right. If the likes and save ratio, right, are at least 10% of the views ratio respectfully, then I save that video. What that means is, let's say this video has 100,000 views and it has 10,000 likes and 1,000 saves, right? then that is going to be a video that I'm going to save to take a look at later, right? Um, Obviously, reason being is because if people are liking, I'm not sorry, not liking, if people are saving and sharing the video, right, that means that chances are if they're sharing it, they're probably sharing it to their browser or to somebody who they know needs it, or even just saving it for themselves, or sorry, sharing it to themselves so they can see the product again or the video again. If they're sharing it, same type of mentality, right? And then after I look at that, I go into the comment section to start beginning to get an idea of how, what people want from this product, right? Because like in this stage, information and, your data is very important. So understanding why these people are buying is super important, right? So I look at the comment section. I look at the type of things people complain about, especially because that is going to give me the directory that I need in order to do my own advertising for this product and make content according to what people are complaining about, right? So let's say, for example, people are complaining on this page or on this specific post about shipping times, right? This company doesn't ship out fast or they don't ship out anything, then at least you know that, okay, when I'm running my ads, one of the things that I need to make sure of my content is to really show the trust factor that you will receive your product, for example. Or let's say, for example, they are really happy about the fact that this product, let's just say, for example, it's an eye bag cream, right? We then say, for example, that if you, for example, or if the person, for example, in the comment section says that this thing worked really well for me, I did it. What happened in 3 days, or rather, actually, something negative. You say they say in the comment section that this thing really irritated my skin, for example, because I have very dry skin. Right, then at least you know in the comment section, or not in the comment section, that when you're running your ads, that you are marketing this product for people with oily skin rather than dry skin, because you've seen in the comment section that people with dry skin are complaining that it's not going well for them, right? So that means that now what's even better is that you're niching it down. It's the same product, right? But you've now niched it down to a specific segment of people who are people with oily skin, because you could see in the comment section of your research that people with dry skin, this product doesn't work well for them, right? Clayton, how do you filter the searches like 3 weeks ago, 3 months? What type of range? Honestly, there's no range or anything like that. I just search, because either way, automatically TikTok will show you more of the latest stuff, right? But obviously, once you begin to scroll down, you'll go older and so on and so forth. And like I said, remember in SA, we're a third world country, so we are a bit behind when it comes down to the advancements of other first world countries, right? So that kind of gives us the benefit. So there's no specific filter that I use, right? So yeah, that's how you're gonna do your product research on TikTok. So once you find videos that match the criteria that we just spoke about, which on top of that, right, when you're looking at the product, also just kind of gauge, right? Is this a product that somebody can easily get at the shop or by going to the mall? If it is, chances are you don't want to sell it, because chances are if like you can find this thing easily at a mall, then you don't really want to sell it, because you're not going to compete with malls, number one. So that means that it shouldn't be saturated in retail, number one, right? Number two, I like to have products that have some sort of wow factor. What that means is that this product has a differentiating factor from all the other products like it. For example, okay, I'm using it right now, so I can't really show you, but power banks, again, I'm going to go back to that because like that's my most successful store and it's an easy example to use. The power banks that I sell are not like your normal power banks, right? The power banks that I sell, they charge magnetically, right? So that was the differentiating factor between, normal power banks and the ones that I began to sell, because obviously, power banks have been a product that like they've been selling for years, and they're a product that people need, especially when load shedding was around. That's when things went really well for that store, so that was the differentiating factor. So that's the wow factor that I have for that product, right? So if you can, get products and save products that have some sort of wow factor, which is a differentiating or an innovative addition to it, as opposed to other products like that in the same category, right? But that's not the most important thing. But it will help a lot, especially in marketing, but yeah, so not saturated in retail. have some sort of a wow factor, and then obviously the margins need to be profitable. You don't want to sell a product for 150 Rand because the truth of the matter is it's going to cost you 90 Rand to ship that product out, first and foremost. And one thing I've seen, stores with that do charge shipping times usually have lower conversion rates, but that's usually because of the value perceived, right? You can see most stores these days have some sort of free delivery type of thing to kind of entice people to to actually make the purchase, right? So yeah, obviously, like I said, you don't want to sell a product that's you're gonna sell for 150 because it's gonna cost you money to market that product, right? Unless you are good at content creation and you're going to sell organically, meaning you won't be paying for ads, then it makes sense to sell a product that's like 150 to 300 Rand because you know very well yourself that if your marketing costs are out of the way, because I kid you not, marketing in this business is probably going to cost you 70% of, your costs, right? That's where most of your money is going to go because obviously the customer is paying for the product already. Um, the shipping usually also is within the customer cost. I put it within the customer cost, so I don't have to pay for that. But then obviously what comes out of my pocket is the marketing costs. So if you know very well that you're going to sell this product for like 200 bucks, for example, then you need to know you're going to be making dope content and putting out content every day, at least 1 to 3 pieces of content every single day to push that product, right? Then it makes sense. And obviously you will be profitable. But other than that, margins of a product, I don't sell anything usually below 500 Rand, especially, sorry, not especially, I don't sell anything below 500 Rand because I know if I can get this product from the supplier for like 100 bucks, for example, right? By the way, it's very important to also know how much you're going to get the product for so you can kind of determine your price. I don't like to go anything below 4 times what I'm getting the product for. So if I'm getting this product for 200 Rand from my supplier, I'm going to sell the product for at least 800 Rand to factor in the costs of marketing and, other miscellaneous costs, right? Because on average, the cost to acquire clients for common e-commerce stores sits anywhere from 100 bucks to 500 bucks, right? On average. So that means that if your advertising campaigns, whatever the case may be, are costing you 350 to acquire one client, so that means that your costs are that 350 Rand for ads, the 200 Rand for the stock, 90 Rand for shipping, let's just call it 100. So that's what already? 300 plus 200, that's 500 plus 100, that's 600, right? If you're now selling the product for 800 bucks, you can see there at least you're making some sort of 200 Rand profit, right? So, those are the criteria that you need to follow when looking for products, right? What I also like to do sometimes after I've found a few products, right? Other people do it, when you're going to watch a lot of YouTube videos after this, you're going to see that a lot of creators are going to tell you, use AI, whatnot, whatnot. AI is amazing, guys. I use AI for everything, but there are some things that experience just can't top because AI hasn't been trained on these things by people like us who have been in the game for a minute. We've learned things that, you can't really, like, you need to experience it to know about it. So what I like to do, people normally, when you get, like I said, when you're going to watch the videos, they're going to say things like you go to your AI first and then you enter this prompt, download the prompt, you enter this prompt and it's going to give you products. Let's just use simple logic, right? If people have watched that video and out of those million people, even if just 10,000 people tried that, what do you think they're going to get? They're all going to get the same list of products, maybe varying by 5 or 10%, but most people are going to get the same product because they're all putting in the same prompt into the same AI, right? So that's why for me, I like to do it the organic way first, using my own eyes, my own brain. And then once I've saved a couple of products, I then write that in a list. I send it over to Claude. That's the AI platform that I use. And then I tell it, okay, let's do some research on these products. And then I want you to help me rank these products from best to worst according to selling it as an online store, right? Selling it online. If you can, if you do have the information about the supplier, for example, which we're going to speak about how to get as well, then you enter all that info in terms of pricing and all that, and then it's going to rank for you. Out of, let's say you chose 10 products or you saved 10 products. Out of those 10 products, it's going to help you choose the best possible one to start with, right? That's a lot more um, you're going to be a lot more efficient like that, and you're probably going to hit a lot more products with better accuracy as opposed to doing it the opposite way that you're going to probably learn on every single YouTube video that you're going to watch after this, right? So, yeah, just a nice little tip for you guys there to really help you, you know, hone in, right? So basically, all this does is it limits the amount of mistakes that you could possibly make. Because when I started out in the industry, we didn't have these type of things. So you had to go and test that product and see whether it's going to work or not. And obviously, the chance of failure at the time was a lot bigger. But nowadays, with all the info we have, it's all a matter of structuring it correctly, following the correct steps and plans. And yes, you will still come across products that even if the next person sells them and makes money, you're going to try it for yourself and it won't work. That is the reality of life, unfortunately. So you could do all this, and still the product won't work out. What you do after that, you either try a different marketing angle or you just move on to the next product, right? Usually with this specific type of methods, the type of products that I find are already really good. So it's not a matter of finding new products for me. It's just a matter of finding a better marketing angle, right? Most of the time, in my opinion, and from my experience, that's what works for me. That's what works for me. So, yeah, in terms of the how to find products via TikTok, that's the TikTok directory, right? Same thing with Instagram. I just don't use Instagram much for product research. TikTok, I think, is really good with that. So I think you guys should focus on that. And the second method and tool is via YouTube, right? Struggle with marketing. Yep. Yeah. The market, that's actually what we're gonna be tackling. That's the main thing of e-commerce, right? Marketing. So yeah. Second method, second strategy is YouTube, right? YouTube is very powerful and very good at giving you really good validated products. And how, and you'll probably never see this tip because it's something that I discovered myself, is that a lot of the YouTube videos, I used to like watching YouTube videos of how guys used to take their stores from 0 to 1,000 rand in a week. Those type of videos, or $0 to $1,000, sorry, in a week, or drop shipping zero to what, in 7 days, whatever the case may be. I used to love watching those videos because it helped me to envision where I want to be also, which I think is also very important in life. Like you need examples of what you want, you need visualizations of what you want to make it easier for you to go there and get it. So I was watching these videos every single day because I would always tell myself and think to myself, this is going to be me. This is going to be me. Let me learn how this guy moves. Let me learn what he's doing. And through those challenge videos, you see that these people test a whole host of products and they'll show you the products that they're testing, right? So obviously, if you're going to watch the video and it's a guy from the United States and he was able to make some good money from this product for 7 days, whatever the case may be, chances are pretty high that if you try that product also in South Africa, with a similar marketing style, whatever the case may be, chances are you're going to win as well, right? So, like I said again, the whole point is to kind of remove as many obstacles and mistakes as possible, right? Because, like I said at the beginning, you will make mistakes. So, the goal here is to remove as much as possible and just to allow yourself, space to breathe, right? Because again, you will make mistakes because you don't know what you don't know. And even as you're learning, there are things that you won't be able to grasp from the jump, and that's okay. You're human, right? So that's why I keep reiterating, even in my TikTok and Instagram, that it's very important to go out there, even after this workshop, even after all the material I'll give you to learn. It's very important for you to go out there and do your own research, do your own learning, like do your 10,000 hours, because you won't, like I keep saying, you don't know what you don't know. And yeah, before I go off too much on a tangent, YouTube, straightforward, watching a whole lot of videos about dropshipping challenges, e-commerce challenges. And through those videos, the products that these guys are testing through there, um, you can, yes, thank you for us answering for me. Yeah, the products that people will that these guys on YouTube, whatever, will test through there. You can try build your own store for that product you tested here in SA. Chances are it's gonna win because I've tried that. Actually, this year, one of the brands that I started this year that's doing the best out of all my stores, that's actually how I got that product. I watched a video from this guy called AC Hampton. I love watching him. It's one of my favorite creators on YouTube. And that was one of the products that he was showing, that he was testing, right? That he did the challenge on or whatever the case may be. Then I'm like, you know what, let me just try. And I'd done it before, I tried, I think two of the products that he showed before didn't work out for me. Then this product, I tried it, and boy, boy, this product makes so much money. It's so much so to that point that right now, as we speak, I am manufacturing that product in the country. So I was initially getting the stock for this product from Shein, but obviously because of time, so on and so forth, I realized, dude, you know what? Let me just actually make this thing in South Africa because it's also not that difficult of a product to make. And I also realized that it cost me, I think, 30 Rand more to manufacture it myself than get it from Shein, but manufacturing myself means I can customize it the way I want. I can do so many things that can add value. Whereas if I was selling this product from 500 bucks as it was before, I can now sell it for 750 because I can now add more value to the product because I'm the one creating this and I know how I can market it like that. Right. So, yeah, those are your two product research and validation methods. Right. So I hope you guys have those written down. I hope you guys actually grabbed something from that because obviously, you finding something to sell is usually, the difficult thing for a lot of people. And truth of the matter is this is not something, both these methods are not things that you're going to sit down in one day and find a product. If you do, shout out to you. But these are the type of things where you at least sit down for a couple of days, scrolling, watching videos, whatnot, and all the good products that you find that match the criteria that we spoke about earlier on. Those are the products that you then, write down and you save. And then once you have about 10, like you go to Claude, like I said earlier on. Claude, by the way, Claude. What I'm going to do also after the workshop, guys, all the tools, all the stuff that I use, right? I'm going to put them all, I'm going to put all those links in a file for you guys so that it's easy instead of you going and searching and doing whatever. I'm going to put it all for you guys. I'm going to put all the settings of them. And then I think for a few of them, like for Shopify, I have a Shopify partnership, so I can actually get you guys like a better price, right, for that. So yeah, I'm gonna send you guys all of that after the call with the recording and everything, so you guys will be Iowa.